appearance against the Eagles was as a quarterback after their 2 regulars were knocked out, and Roger Ruzak to kick it off and get things underway. There's the young man Mitchell, number 30. He'll bring it out from the 3. Mitchell to the 19-yard line, where Mark Rippon, the young man who was born in Canada, grew up in Spokane, Washington, played at Washington State, and he will lead out the familiar one-back attack of the Washington Redskins. But what a one-back this year. Ernest Biner, who has rushed for better than 1,000 yards. Then the wide receivers, Mock, Sanders, and Clark. Don Warren, one of 4 tight ends that you can see today from Joe Gibbs. They use the H-back, the power. On first down from the I formation, they run right at Mike Pitts, number 74. He brings Biner down. Now the offensive line, and this may surprise you, but this is the 4th lightest offensive line in the National Football League. So forget about the Hogs with this group. They're not as bulky as they once were. On second down, Biner again, short of the first down. Jesse Small, number 52, making the stop, and we'll take a look at this rugged Eagle defense. Reggie White, Mike Pitts, Mike Golick starting, Clyde Simmons, underrated, number 96, and so too is Seth Joyner, number 59. Byron Evans and Jesse Small. Waters and Hopkins, the 2 hitters, are the safety. Smith is the rookie. He'll be picked on before the day is over. 2 yards to go for a first down for the Redskins. Rippon's first pass for a first down. He goes to number 83, Ricky Sanders.
Jeff Fisher, the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, said it's very important for the Eagles to come out and hold their early series to the minimum. Keep it down, because he wants to be able to evaluate what the Redskins' game plan is in the first couple of series, then make their adjustments, because the Redskins are great for packaging their game plans by various formations.
Biner now, the lone back. Middleton is the H-back. He'll bring the power from behind Rippon. They'll run in behind him. And Biner cracks out to the 36-yard line before Joyner, with help, can bring him down.
You'll note they'll use a lot of movement. The Redskins like to disguise. They like to disguise what they're doing, but you don't have to disguise much when you have 66 Jacoby turning out a big White, number 92, there running up inside him. Now they expect the linebacker to fill that hole inside Reggie. They keep Reggie, number 92, outside to contain anything going outside.
The Redskins doing what everyone expected. Lining up and coming at him with the running game. 2nd and 5. Middleton cuts back now. And again, it's Biner. He'll be short of the first down, making his way to the 40-yard line as the Redskin offense trying to dominate the clock here in the early going and get a feel of what it's like against this Eagle defense without Jerome Brown in the starting lineup.
Well, Joe Gibbs said that they don't plan to really use many tight third down situation formations. They plan to stay spread out and try to keep the defense spread because the defense is so physical.
Clark, the wide receiver, to the left. Monk comes down to the right. Sanders is in the slot. Warren moves over to the right wing. Now it's Sanders doubling back, and on 3rd and short, Rippon to throw for the first down to Sanders across midfield and to the 41-yard line.
You can see he came in motion, Sanders did. He came in motion right here, moved in there, came back, and then worked underneath. Here he comes. Now watch him come back outside. He's just thinking first down. He shakes and breaks. He gets the ball. He hits the seam. Now he becomes a running back, and this guy can really move. And when you talk to their players, they think he'll make the big play today.
The Redskins storm into Eagle territory, but on first down, not much going, as again, number 74, Mike Pitts, along with 52, Jesse Small. Look for the defensive coordinator, Jeff Fisher, to come with some kind of red dog, including linebackers up inside, to stop the running game. Throw them for the loss, or at least keep them right at the point of attack. 0 yards, cut it off. The young defensive coordinator out of USC, played with the Chicago Bears. New Buddy Ryan is an assistant coach. The youngest defensive coordinator in the NFL. Second and long. Off a delay action, Biner. And this is going to leave the Redskins in 3rd and long at the 40-yard line. And Reggie White, 92, is there.
Well, the Redskins are a very good 3rd and long football team. They're the 2nd best in the NFL. So you can expect them, and you can expect Eagles to really give them respect. Eagles like to pressure these situations.
Warren and Sanders are on the right side. Clark is up to the left. Monk comes in motion. Ripping his back. Under pressure, incomplete.
That was Wes Hopkins, number 48. Free safety, linebacker type personality, coming up inside. He got the pressure on him. You'll see the inside rush, 48, top of your screen coming in there. No one picks him up. See, everybody is occupied. More people rushing than people to protect with. Overloaded rush situation.
Rod Harris awaiting the punt. Kelly Goodburn. And a fair catch is made at the 13-yard line. So when you come back, it'll be Randall Cunningham and the Philadelphia Eagles with their first possession of the afternoon. Now acclaimed as the most dangerous all-around offensive player in the game, Randall Cunningham, and behind him an improving running game. Keith Sherman has been able to give them a dimension, especially on artificial turf. Keith Myers is listed as a running back, but really no one has invented a proper name for his position. They move him all over, from tight end to wing back. Buddy Ryan likes to get Myers involved in the offense. It is Sherman directly behind Cunningham. They toss to Sherman. Run out of bounds on the far side by Andre Collins, the rookie from Penn State. Let's take a look now at this defensive unit for the Washington Redskins. And the offensive line, I should say first. We have Heller Shad, David Alexander, the center, Ronsolt and Reggie Singletary on the right side of that line. David Alexander is the player to watch in the offensive line. If he can hold up with that injured knee, Ben Tamburello is on the field as the center. So Alexander did not open up at center. He wanted to, but they had to go to Tamburello right away. Complete to the 22-yard line to Sherman coming out of the backfield with their first pass. Now defensively for the Redskins, there's the line. Charles Mann, Darrell Grant, Tim Johnson moves in at right tackle, and Marcus Cook is the right end. The linebackers, Collins has already been in on a stop. Govia, Wilbur Marshall, number 58. He had Super Bowl experience with the Bears. Mayhew, Darrell Green, Alvin Walton, and Todd Bowles. Green has been locked up on Barnett from the beginning of this game. He's going to take the rookie wide receiver one-on-one. From the shotgun, Cunningham looking for him. He was covered, goes the other way, and it is complete to his tight end. Jackson breaks free. 15. Keith Jackson out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Martin Mayhew getting him out of bounds. A 65-yard gain.
Monty Coleman, number 51, was locked on to Keith Jackson, 88. The one thing Randall did here was sit in the pocket. He didn't flush early. You can see the ball was thrown high into the outside. Safety comes over to make the play. He's a big guy. You really have to get your pads into him. They don't do that. Long gainer moved the change. Look at Randall. He's excited. He told me yesterday, Coach, I'm going to try to stay in the pocket and give my receivers more time to get downfield before I flush.
The Eagles have called a timeout. They came to the line and did not like what they saw defensively. So Cunningham will come over to the sideline to confer with the coaching staff. Well, Buddy Ryan's quarterback took the timeout rather than a 5-yard penalty because the clock was about to run out and the Eagles were not going to get the snap in time. So instead of the penalty, Cunningham used the timeout. Quarterbacks frequently will use timeouts earlier in the first half. They really like to save them in the second half of a game if they can. In striking position after the 66-yard pass to Keith Jackson. Cunningham hands off to Sherman, who battered at the 10-yard line. Greg Minuski, one of the 2 middle linebackers for the Redskins, number 91 in there defensively.
The Eagles inside the 20-yard line have been very efficient. They've been in there 54 times, scored 46 times. That's 85%. The best thing about it, though, is 31 of them have been touchdowns, 15 field goals.
Jackson goes to Cunningham's left. Fires a threat out of the backfield, stays to block. They'll throw incomplete for Thomas Sanders, a running back who had slipped out.
Good pressure on him, had a throw going back. Timmy Johnson, number 78, Darrell Grant in there.
Kenny Jackson off the Eagles sideline with the play.
The Eagles like the slant patterns down here inside tight. Wide receivers out wide, try to shake the corner of the outside and come down underneath.
Williams out to the right. Barnett is slotted for him. From the shotgun, Cunningham slips and he's down at the 20-yard line, and the Eagles will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
He went back to set, he planted that right foot, and it went right out from underneath him. Nothing he can do. I've seen that happen many times on this AstroTurf. But he doesn't like that one. Here's it from a reverse angle. You can see he'll take the shotgun snap, he plants back. Now watch his right foot. See, it went right out from under him. He had no prayer.
The linebacker who was spying on him that time was Coleman, number 51. He was coming after him. Ruzak's field goal is good, and the Eagles score first. So a pass to Keith Jackson sets up the field goal, and it's 3-0 Philadelphia. 3-0 following that 66-yard reception by Keith Jackson.
I'll tell you, the one thing we aren't going to see probably much more in this ball game is Coleman, number 51, locked up man-to-man on Jackson, number 88, without a safety over there backing him up.
High but very short. Howard comes up and makes his way to the 28-yard line, where the Redskins will have a 1st and 10. Ken Rose making the stop for the kicking team.
Look for the Redskins to vary their formation packages here early in the ball game. They're playing cat and mouse with the Eagle defense. They see what the Eagle defense does versus certain formations, certain substitutions, and then they go ahead and start running their offense.
Jerome Brown is playing for the first time today. Number 99 is in at defensive tackle. Middleton goes in motion. Now Warren goes over to that side. They'll run Biner behind the left side of the offensive line, where Reggie White makes the stop.
Brent, every time in my coaching experience that I played a player that had been hurt and he thought he was okay, and he went ahead and played. When the game was all over, we found out he wasn't okay, and we shouldn't have played him. Players want to play in these games. There he is, number 99, being worked on there by Raleigh McKenzie, 63. More often than not, when the game's over, the guy does not play as well.
It did not take the Redskins long to test it.
He has a rotator cuff problem. you're going to see here that they got penetration in the running lanes as they pulled those guards. Knocked him down. He didn't have any help. Didn't have any help there. See, there he is. Knocks the guards, tackles down. Boom. He's got him back in the backfield. Keeps him going to the sideline. No place to go. Good defense.
Jerome Brown pulled himself out of the game, and Mike Golick is back in at defensive tackle. The rotator cuff was bothering him. Rippon, under fire, also slips. Still gets it off, but it is incomplete, and the Redskins are forced to punt. And both quarterbacks now have had problems with their footing in the early going, and Biner is hurt. Biner is getting help, leaving the field from one of his teammates, limping off.
Another guy coming off. Both quarterbacks now going back to plant that back foot, slide out from under him.
That was Seth Joyner who was limping off. Good burn. Nails a punt. Harris driven back to the 22-yard line. The 25. Good return to the 37-yard line. That's a 14-yard return on a 48-yard punt. Philadelphia leading by a field goal. We'll come right back to the bench. Meanwhile, how about Biner's injury?
Here's Biner right here, number 21. He limped off the field. You'll see he gets trapped. One of his own offensive linemen, I think, fall on the back of his left leg. Keeps it going right there, and he gets up limping from there.
Ball at the Eagles' 36-yard line. 1st and 10. Sherman breaks free at midfield. 45. Spins to the 41-yard line. A splendid 23-yard run by Heath Sherman, who came out behind his offensive line, and that's the unit that is being questioned. They're going without a huddle. This package was put in down in Tampa earlier in the week. This will prevent Joe Gibbs and the Redskins defensive assistant from making situational substitutions. Cunningham and the Eagles from the 41 on 1st down. It is Sherman again, this time to the 39.
Sherman's long run, that last run that he made, was just a very simple lead play. Fullback through the point of attack. He hits the hole quickly. Defense not ready to respond.
Still without the huddle.
Still without the huddle. The Redskins are a situation down and distance substitution team. This controls that.
Using the shotgun on 2nd and long. Cunningham over the middle and incomplete at the 20-yard line. He wanted Fred Barnett, the rookie from Arkansas State, and Alvin Walton, number 40, was there defensively for the Skins.
Randall Cunningham throws these seam passes beautifully. He has a much better touch than given credit for, but very good coverage right there. You can see the little guy, Darrell Green, leaping up in there, but he gets the help from the safety to finish it off. If the safety doesn't get there, maybe it's a reception.
Barnett against Green, one of the great duels within the battle here this afternoon. They've been locked up all game long, and that time Green got help from his safety. Now 3rd and long. Jackson stepping in motion. Cunningham looks in his direction, drops for fires, but he let him too much. And the Eagles will have to punt it away.
On 3rd down, you can look for him to try to get the ball to that guy, Byers. 81 receptions this year. They call him a running back. He really isn't a running back. He's more of an H-back. When he gets banged up, the coaches say they have to send 3 different players in the game to fill the roles that he fills throughout the game plan.
Jeff Beagles will punt it. Howard back deep. Standing at the 10, and word from the benches, a sprained ankle suffered by Biner. Gerald Riggs returned to action, so we would expect to see him get some carries before long.
Good punt. Nice job.
Well, coming up, the road to the Super Bowl continues on ABC as the Kansas City Chiefs head into Miami to take on Dan Marino and the Dolphins. That coverage of that game begins right after this one here on this Saturday afternoon on ABC. Biner over on the sideline with that sprained ankle.
He's been a very, very durable player this year and really come on strong, as we've said, in the second half of the season. What he's really been good is it's really been a fine playoff runner. 6.5 average in the playoffs.
Now Riggs, number 37. He's the lone running back in behind Rippon. First down, throws complete for short yardage.
Throws out there in front of Eric Allen, just a little hitch. But they like that hitch rather than the out, little short out, because you catch a short out, you head to the sideline, you're out of bounds. The hitch, it gives these little quick receivers the opportunity to shake a guy, break it, move up inside, but Eric Allen wouldn't allow it.
And Gary Clark into this game. He's a man that almost everybody on both sides of the ball says that if the Redskins are to come up with a big play, a big passing play, it would be number 84, Gary Clark. Now Rippon under pressure going deep. Clark tries to break out, incomplete at midfield. Tim Smith, the rookie, being tested.
You know what they did? They lined up 3 people all in the same area of the field, crossed two of them, and then they send Clark deep. Look at that. He darn near had that. I don't think the defender touched the football or defended it. It was just slightly overthrown, and Rippon, the best thing he does is throw the ball deep.
3rd and 7. Clark comes out to the right with the rest of the posse. Monk goes in motion behind Rippon. Rippon straight back with time over the middle for the first down.
You know, they aren't going to block Reggie White by themselves. The tackle had him for a while. He got him back there. And all of a sudden, here comes someone to help him. They're not going to block Reggie White with one person very often.
So Gary Clark has now been the target for 3 consecutive passes. And he gives the Redskins a 1st and 10 on their own 24-yard line. Warren in motion. Gerald Riggs, the ball carrier. Breaks out for a couple of yards.
Gerald Riggs has had some big seasons, 3 times over 1,000. He ran real well last week against Buffalo. He's been injured. He's had an arch foot problem. He had that problem last year, Brent, that reoccurred this year. But what this guy is on, and he's healthy, he's a horse.
Now it's the Redskins coming up with the no-huddle look.
You can do it, I can do it.
Delay action for Riggs to the 29-yard line.
You won't see the true Eagle 46 defense very much today with Reggie White on the nose, because the Redskins have done a real good job of audibling and running their counter gap play opposite the strength, and it's hurt them. So Jeff Fisher said they're running a variation of that, but not the true 46.
Isaiah Jenkins comes in as an additional cover man for the Eagle defense. 3rd down and 5 now for the Skins. Rippon straight back, incomplete.
He slipped again.
A penalty flag thrown on the far side.
Rippon, as he set up that time, he slipped again. These guys are going to have to evaluate at halftime and think about trying a different pair of shoes, because he's slipping again.
Number 79, offense was lined up too far off the line of scrimmage. Penalty refused. 4th down.
You know, they get in that 2-point stance, you know, and that moves them back a little bit. Then they get back a little bit. Pretty quick, they're not on the line of scrimmage anymore.
You know, that spot where Kelly Goodburn is, right in there is where everybody has been slipping. Perhaps that spot is a little more damp than the rest of the field. This is Harris, the return man, out to the 36-yard line, with the Eagles, who lead it 3-0, will have a 1st and 10 after the 9-yard return.
We'll take a look and we'll show you what I was talking about in regard to Rippon dropping back. Here he is, number 11. Now watch him set that back foot. See how that slipped out? Boy, when you're a quarterback and you rely on stopping on that back foot to reset and gain your balance and get the power off that back foot, when that happens, that really shakes you. Hard to throw it accurately. Imagine a pitcher coming off the mound with his right foot slipping out underneath him. Can't throw it accurately.
Myers comes out to the left wing for Cunningham. Sherman, his running back. That's Myers behind him. Cunningham on first down, under pressure, steps away from it as he so nimbly does, and fires complete to the 40-yard line. And that again, number 88, Keith Jackson, in case you just joined us. It was a 66-yard reception, Cunningham to Jackson, that set up the Eagles' field goal, the only score in the game.
What the Redskins do is a real good job of jamming people as they come off the line of scrimmage. They didn't want to go to the right. Now watch them jam right here. Instead of letting him come off clean, they do a good job there, then turn him loose, make it a legal contact. Now he's scrambling out, gets a little check down. Not a design play.
2nd and 6. And we'll take a break with more coverage of the NFC wildcard playoff, featuring the Skins and the Eagles after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Start the second quarter with the Eagles leading the Washington Redskins by a Ruzek 37-yard field goal. Fires the motion man. Sherman out to the 43-yard line. And ABC's coverage of this NFC wildcard game featuring the Redskins and the Eagles is being brought to you by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. And the Eagles are trying to build some excitement with a no-huddle offense here in this playoff game.
But the Redskins got organized already, and they made the substitutions. The right defense is in there.
On third down, Cunningham throws incomplete. Wanted Jackson, and he was short of his target.
Real good reorganization by the Redskins staff. They got set up. Boom, those guys came in. They had their nickel defense in on that third down, just what they wanted.
As a result, the Eagles will punt it away again. Darrell Green goes back deep.
What'd I say, huh? I asked Darrell last night. I said, you haven't been returning a punt. You've only done one all year, but I'll bet you're back there tomorrow. And he said, I wouldn't be surprised.
The greatest punt returns any of us ever saw in a playoff game against the Chicago Bears one day at Soldier Field. Beagles. Now Darrell Green. Bear catches this one.
He wasn't too excited about it, I don't think.
It's early. He's just getting a feel for it. We'll be right back.
Same downs. You know what I'm talking about? On the running downs. Force them to bring the linebackers to stop us. Then we get them bringing the linebackers. Then we go after that tight man-to-man coverage throwing the ball. That's their thought.
Jerome Brown has returned to the defensive line. Rigs the ball carrier. And he was hit by number 48, Wes Hopkins, the safety man, bringing him down.
You'll take a look at Jerome Brown, and now there he is, right middle of your screen. That's Raleigh McKenzie just knocking him off the ball there pretty good. Look, he's favoring his right shoulder there right now. He should tell the coach, I'm not 100%. I don't care how tough you are and how much guts you have. You usually don't play as well.
Now Mike Pitts is out of that defensive line, and Golick is alongside Brown. So the battle down in the trenches continues with the Redskins trying to run right straight ahead, and a great play by Seth Joyner. The Eagles have got it.
They ran a defensive line. They ran a defensive line stunt. Okay, meaning two linemen cross-charged. Actually, that ball wasn't knocked out. It just came out. I can't believe Gerald Riggs, as experienced as he is, would allow that body when he's in the air, allow that right elbow to get out away from the body. No excuse for that. He's got to keep it locked in tight.
Joyner was coming from behind. Wes Hopkins recovered the fumble. So Hopkins recovers, gives Cunningham and the Eagles excellent scoring position here. They'll start from the 26. Cunningham hits Jackson to the 10-yard line for a first down for Philadelphia. Alvin Walton there defensively, 16 more yards.
Up there, bump and run. He's going to shake him right now. He's going to give a little shake there. See, now watch him go back underneath it. See, here he goes. Now he looks for the ball to the inside. You got a strong safety covering a big tight end that can run like a wide receiver. As Rich Kotite says, this guy could go down in the future as being one of the finest to ever play the position.
The Eagles failed to get a touchdown their last time down here. They settle for a field goal. Sherman steps to the 6-yard line.
You can look for him in power running situations to run up behind Reggie Singletary. At 285 pounds, they like to run to the right side. They feel he's the most aggressive run blocker within that group.
One thing that the offensive coaches of the Eagles were going to watch was the pursuit from the backside against Cunningham. If it comes hard, they'll go to the bootleg down here inside the 10.
The other thing you have to be alert for here when they spread them out is Randall likes to run the quarterback draw down here.
Sherman's in behind Cunningham. He'll run Sherman. Not much daylight there. They get to the 5-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down for Philadelphia.
Sherman has really added a dimension as he's come on. He had 3 100-yard games in a row. He's added a dimension of not having to have the play blocked perfectly. He finds the daylight. The Eagles have done a good job when they take with the offense. When the defense has taken it away, they've scored 18 of the 30 times. 10 of them were touchdowns, 8 field goals. That's 60% of the time they've turned that turnover into a score.
Cunningham straight back. Firing to the left, and it'll be incomplete. It'll be now 4th down and 4 for the 1st down, 5 for the touchdown.
They're giving Randall an awful lot of time back there. They got a 5-man rush. You can see why he's not finding a lane to rush through. The defense is maintaining real good discipline. Real good discipline. Gets that high into the outside. Here's Andre Collins trying to cover. They called defensive holding there, Brent. I didn't see a flag go down on the field.
It was right in the middle of the end zone.
1st down on the 3.
And this will give the Eagles a 1st and goal as the result of that holding away from the pass. So it was holding right in the middle. The umpire dropped the flag. Now it's 1st and goal.
He slipped.
He slipped again. Heath Sherman making a cut inside the 5.
We must have Vaseline on this surface.
The holding call was against Martin Mayhew, the cornerback on the left side. He was guilty of the hold, giving the Eagles the 1st and goal.
You know, normally they don't call something totally away from the direction of the throw. I mean, Martin Mayhew was on the other side of the field.
2nd down and goal. Cunningham throwing out of the back of the end zone, and it will be 3rd and goal as the Eagles continue to have trouble trying to score inside the 20. The target that time was Mickey Schuler.
Rich Kotite came with a play-action pass. The offensive coordinator, good call. Good discipline by the Redskins. Linebacker coverage was excellent on the backs out of the backfield. Rich Kotite right there in the middle of your screen. He says, we are not going to play this passively. We're going to attack the best. We're going to throw the ball at Darrell Green. We don't care. We're going after it.
Anthony Toney is the other running back in there alongside Sherman. Off the fake. Cunningham trying to get away from man, and he's whistled down at the 10-yard line. You could hear the whistle, and the ball is down at the 10-yard line as big number 71, Charles Mann, who has made so many fine defensive plays for the Washington Redskins throughout his great career, makes another one.
You can see the pressure right here. Nobody picked him up. Normally a guard or a center would pick him up. The center's going out backside. Ben Tamperillo saw him late, but it was too late.
The Eagles will settle for another field goal opportunity here apparently on 4th down. Eagles is the holder for Ruzek. And Ruzek adds his 2nd field goal. This one a 28-yarder. So following the fumble by Riggs, the Eagles make it 6-0. Feeling very good about the fact that the Eagles have threatened twice and they have held them to field goals. Ruzek kicking it off.
Good kick.
Hobbs, one of the deep men. This is Howard.
Ooh, good tackle. Brett Hager, and there's the kid that won The MVP Special Teams Award, Ken Rose, number 55, Brett Hager, number 54. Good job of covering kicks. That was a good kick to cover because it was in the air. It hung up there. That allows the coverage to get underneath it.
Ernest Biner returns to the backfield for the Washington Redskins. Number 21. Sprained an ankle earlier. His substitute Riggs fumbled. Now Biner is back. Rippon on first down goes deep. And Clark is covered, intercepted by Eric Allen at the 40. Down at the 45-yard line. The second turnover by the Redskins.
Here they are, bump and run, tight coverage. Eric Allen turns and run. He comes down the outside now. The ball is underthrown. Receiver keeps going. Eric Allen slows down, goes up and gets it to the highest point. Now he becomes the running back. Eric Allen intercepting his fourth ball on the year.
Philadelphia's ball for the Eagles. Ball on their own 46-yard line. Fires in motion behind Cunningham and Sherman, who bounces back to the outside and then is brought down by Minuski.
Yeah, they're slipping around out there. Charles Mann, number 71, got good penetration up there and made it bounce to the outside. They didn't want to run out there. Charlie, you'll take a look at Charles Mann, number 71, as he creates havoc. There he is, right side of your screen. He gets up. There was a down block by Jackson. He didn't get him cut off. So he got good penetration. They couldn't get inside. Charles Mann has that real good quickness, and he wants to take advantage of Reggie Singletary's over-aggressiveness if he can.
Second down and long. Jackson behind Cunningham, now turns back. Off a play fake, under pressure, and brought down. A great defensive play by Tim Johnson, number 78.
See what happened there, one of the running backs hurt the guard in technique to make the block. You'll see right here, the offensive guard right here, and the tackle right here. You'll note as he passes. Now watch the running back in the backseat. He knocks the guard off his block, allows that penetration. They'll be talking about that in the huddle. Get out of my way, kiddo.
Third down and 18 for the Eagles. Cunningham down the near side, incomplete. He expected Calvin Williams to break back toward the sideline. A little bit of miscommunication. And Jeff Beagles to punt it away. So a storyline right now would read that the Eagles are not taking advantage of the opportunities being offered to them by the Redskins. Green fields it at the 22-yard line and cuts back. Now 25. And down at the 31-yard line and out of bounds. Well, tomorrow at 1 Eastern time on ABC, the World Swimming and Diving Championships, coming to you from Perth, Australia. Then at 3 Eastern, it'll be the PGA's and the Senior Tour's finest, the Infinity Tournament of Champions, all tomorrow on ABC. And here's how they stood coming into the round. Lanny Watkins after 2 rounds at 12 under. Tom Kite 3 shots back. Ernest Biner continuing at running back. The ball carrier to the 32-yard line, and Byron Evans bringing him down.
That's that cutback wing back trap. It's a design cutback. Start right and then come on back, and they're using the H-back to come across and try to block the defensive end or the first man that shows. They ran it real well against Buffalo last week.
Settled into a defensive battle. No personal fouls. No cheap shot stuff. Ripping back over the middle, and great defensive play by Joyner again. He has made 2 plays. He has caused a fumble, and now he breaks up a pass. A man who has been denied an opportunity to go to the Pro Bowl and probably deserved it. One of the more unheralded linebackers in the game.
I know that Buddy Ryan really respects this guy because he stays on the field all the time. You'll see this low angle now. He's throwing a delay pattern back up underneath. He stayed with him man-to-man. He tried to beat him underneath. He couldn't do it. This guy stays in every snap. Every snap.
Rippon straight back. Good protection. Over the middle. He's got Monk to the 45. And down at the 39-yard line with the rookie Ben Smith bringing him down. Great pass protection by the offensive line.
When you give him that kind of time, when you give him this kind of time, you're asking for trouble. You'll see he sit up there, nobody in his face. Beautiful throwing lane, no hands in his face. Comeback pattern right there. Now poor tackling right there in the backfield by Isaiah Jenkins, number 46. Get him down. You got to get your pads into him to make those tackles. Good execution by the Redskins. Here's a guy that knows what he's doing in terms of catching footballs. Look at 730 of them.
28 playoff yards on that last reception. And Rippon rolling to the right has time. Now he's hit as he releases, but he comes to Feiner on the near side, and Feiner is to the 15-yard line, and that was Reggie White, who took the pads to him on the throw, but it was a good pass.
That's a little bit about what we've been looking for the Eagles to do this. Action away. See, now he comes out on a bootleg. He wanted to get the ball to Warren. Hopkins picked it up over the left side. He throws all the way back to the back. He faked to all the way back across the field. Here comes Feiner moving it upfield. Those plays many times result in big plays. Easy to make a mistake on defense.
23-yard completion. First and 10 for the Redskins. Ball inside the Eagles 20. Again on first down, Rippon will throw. Great time to the end zone. Touchdown! It was Art Monk, 16 yards.
Here's Art Monk. He was lined up inside tight. There he is, Eric Allen taking him back to the inside. There was play action that eliminated the linebacker. You see Hopkins tries to take him on. That's not even legal down there. They should have called pass interference down there. The defensive holding. Then he goes up and gets it. Sometimes when you cheat, it doesn't help.
Now one of the more reliable kickers, Chip Lohmiller, puts Washington ahead for the first time this afternoon. The Eagles could not take advantage of some opportunities, and the Redskins have bounced back. Mark Rippon with 3 big completions. The 16-yarder for the score to Art Monk.
Tell you, whenever you have a chance to get the ball in the hands of Art Monk, you take it. When you've caught 730, now 731, you might as well go to the guy that's been there before.
Lohmiller takes it out of the back of the end zone, and it'll come up on the 20-yard line.
Here's Art Monk right here. He's in lined up tight, and he hits the seam down there with a tight end crossing pattern off the play action fake in here. See, that froze the linebackers. There's the guard pulling. There's the fakes at the back. Now he gets the seam right there. It was one-on-one coverage. Hopkins, the free safety, tried to hit him as he went by. Didn't make it. Play action is a pain in the neck for linebackers that are really aggressive. And you take Evans and those kind of guys, they like to hit you, and they're known for their hitting ability. Drives you crazy.
Now the rookie wide receivers will try to get into the game from Philadelphia. Williams and Barnett, their first playoff game. Cunningham hands to Sherman on first down. He's to the 23-yard line. Manusky, Greg Manusky, number 91, middle linebacker out of Colgate. Again in there defensively for the Redskins. Now he will go off on the far side, and they'll make a substitution. Kurt Govea out of BYU moves in at middle linebacker. Expecting a pass, a little bit better on coverage, so he has replaced Manusky. On second down, Green locked up with Barnett. Cunningham to drop it off underneath the coverage to Sherman, the running back, who picks up the first down.
One back, and you fake to him, and he comes on out like that. Is tough. And many times in these 2 tight ends, 2 wide out formations, they are audibling the direction they're going with their plays, either run or pass, based on the secondary alignment, going away from the strength of the secondary.
the importance of getting Williams and Barnett, the rookies, into the offense.
That's the only way they can score points. Early in the year, they were inexperienced. They weren't getting the ball. They started getting the ball. Then now all of a sudden, they've got more touchdowns than any rookie pair.
Philadelphia behind for the first time. Sherman, the ball carrier, into the heart of the defense. Manuski, who's back on first down, and now after making the stop, he will leave, and Kurt Govea will come back into the game along with Monty Coleman, number 51.
The Eagles have already dropped, Brent, the no-huddle scheme. You know, if you're going to use a new huddle and you think no huddle and you think it's good, stay with it for a while.
Coleman frequently in a passing situation will be the spy in charge of monitoring what Randall Cunningham does. Second and long. Cunningham under pressure, steps up away from it now to the 40, 45, midfield, look out. And down at the 41-yard line, what he does better than most. With a penalty flag now being thrown back at the 40-yard line, and it's going to go against Washington.
I think Darryl Grant got in an argument with somebody he felt was holding him. Took a little shot at him. The officials saw it, 15 yards. Boy, I'll tell you, one of the important things to do in a playoff game.
Personal foul, 77 defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Is to control your intensity and direct it to help you play better. That's a stupid move. Here's Randall right here. This is what he does so well. Good block right there. He's forced up inside. Man almost gets him. They haven't decided. They've defined where he has to go, and he does it. No one in the hole there. No one spying on him in that situation. And boy, nobody does it any better than this guy does it.
So quick when he bolted free. His first run of the game, 25 yards, tack on 15. Eagles now with another scoring opportunity. They're third in the first half. Byers cuts back now. Going out as a wide receiver, he moved downfield too fast. Penalty flags fly all over the place. Cunningham's going to go out of bounds on the far side, but it was Byers who turned to go upfield, and there's also a holding call in the middle.
The Redskins right away came back with a 5-man rush, filling up those scramble lanes, those flush lanes that the quarterback has.
So there are a couple of penalties on this play.
They'll take the holding.
We have multiple fouls against the offense. 41 illegal motion, penalty refused, offensive holding will be accepted. Number 69, 10 yards, replay, first down.
Veteran referee Gene Barth explaining it to the crowd, you at home.
Number 69, that's Bruce Colley. He's been in some big ones. Hey, he was a starter in a Super Bowl a year ago for the 49ers. I wonder if Ron Salt, number 66, is having some physical problem. He hasn't been 100% healthy for a long time.
So the ball is moved back to the Redskins 35-yard line. To get a first down, the Eagles have to get to the 15. First down and 20. Sherman. Ball! Redskins, Walton got it in the air. Washington ball. The Eagles' first turnover of the game. And Darryl Grant was the man who got a paw on him and knocked it free.
Darryl Grant just righted himself for the 15-yard personal foul. You'll see this from the reverse angle high. Direct handoff. Direct handoff. Now it's coming toward us to the bottom of the screen. Byers going to kick out. He's leading now. Here he is. He's got it tucked away nicely right there. And Grant just strips it. There's the ball in the air. That makes you want to feel like you want to jump and get it, doesn't it, Brent?
Easy now. Those fellas like that break in half, wouldn't they?
Well, Darryl Grant's their most experienced guy. He's really their defensive leader. He's a contract holdout, got in late, but he's been playing very well.
Now it's first and 10 for Washington. They lead it by an extra point. Middleton in motion, leads Biner, and Biner cracks his way to the 36, running hard, where Reggie White gets the tackle.
The Redskins constantly change the look of the formation they show you initially. They show you a look, and then prior to the snap, they're either going to shift or they're going to go in motion. And they like to change the formation strength from right to left, or use movement to do that, because it makes the defense really adjust.
Coming around from his end, trying to get the first down, and he could not. Excellent tackle down there by number 48, Wes Hopkins. Hopkins again turned in an outstanding game defensively as we hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Washington 7, Philadelphia 6. Number 96. Number 96 has not gotten a call here so far today. 96, of course, buried the Dallas Cowboys playoff chances when he knocked off Troy Aikman. This is an Eagle defense that has knocked out 6 quarterbacks in the last 8 weeks. But the Washington offensive line hand fighting, and Rippon trying to hit the hot receiver as they take Rippon down. For one of the first times here today, they came with force.
That was Wes Hopkins right there. Nobody picked him up. He wanted to go to a hot receiver, meaning a receiver that reads that and then adjusts his pattern accordingly. And Rippon, he's upset. Wes Hopkins, he's not upset. He liked it. Just look inside, he's saying. Just look inside. Now, he with the football. Look at him.
In talking to Rippon, what impresses you most is his size.
Yeah, he's
6'4", 240. And the punt under pressure. Harris fair catches it at the 17-yard line. 44-yard punt for Goodburn. He's the second punter employed this year by Coach Joe Gibbs. A shotgun formation for the Eagles on 1st and 10, working against the 2-minute clock here in the first half, and down by an extra point. Cunningham still waiting for someone to break free. Goes long and intercepted at midfield. He underthrew his wide receiver, and Darrell Green made the interception.
I'll tell you why he underthrew. Darrell Grant really gave it to Randall. They gave him too much time initially, and as Randall told us yesterday, I'm not going to scramble. I'm going to try to get the ball downfield. Shotgun formation. Darrell Grant coming over the left guard. Shad, number 79. You see him right on the hash mark. He's holding the ball, Now watch, here he comes. Now watch his shot. Wham! He really gave it to him, and that's 280 pounds. Good interception by Darrell Green. Here's the hit. Now take a look at this. Can you picture being hit by 290 pounds like that?
1st and 10 for the Skins after the turnover. The ball at midfield. Minute 39 to work with here in the first half. Trying to set short pass to Biner, who breaks free to the 40 and out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 35-yard line. Andre Waters getting him out of bounds after a 15-yard gain. Just one point I want to make about the interception before we let it go, and that was the speed of Fred Barnett. He had busted free of Green, but it was Grant who got the lick in.
You're going to see that Evans right here is locked on to the running back. It's Ev right here. Oh, we'll clear it. Let's go.
And on 1st and 10, Sanders coming in motion, and they get to him with Joyner, and Rippon breaks the tackle and hits Biner at the 20-yard line and down at the 18-yard line. Tremendous effort that time by Rippon, who was under a heavy blitz from Seth.
Boy, that was almost in the grass. He gave it a little a la Randall Cunningham. He ducked under the pressure. And I don't think he's really known for this. Big, strong guy, Bostic, number 53, coming out there to block. He gets right underneath it. Boy, that was close to being in the grass. Very close. I've seen less called. Here it is. Biner has it now. He's heading up the sideline. Here comes the pursuit. Eric Allen's going to put him down.
Was maintain its poise after turning the ball over a couple of times, limiting the Eagles to 2 field goals. Now it is Philadelphia under the gun. And Rippon fires complete to Biner. Biner to the 5-yard line. Fumble. Philadelphia picks it up. Ben Smith running free. The rookie to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Woo!
Take a look at that, Brent. The field might have caused the fumble. And I'm sure they're reviewing it right now. Can you imagine if that's reversed? Take a look at the fumble right here. You can see he's got it tucked under his left arm. He's going there. It's still in his arm, still in his arm, still in his arm. It's not a fumble. It's not a fumble. It's not a fumble. It's not a fumble. The field caused the fumble on that shot. That one shouldn't be tough to decide. We're taking a look now from a higher angle looking down. Here's Ben Smith making a tackle. The ball's still in there. The ball's still in his hands. The field caused the fumble. It is not a fumble. Here's another shot. Hey, we're getting all these pretty shots. Ball still in tight. Ball still in tight. Ball still in tight. Ball still in tight. Elbow hits.
The officials on the field rule a fumble and a touchdown. It's being reviewed by replay.
Yeah, I don't know why they made that.
Play has been reversed.
You bet. That's what it's in there for.
Reveals that the knee was down. The contact was caused by contact with the ground. He's down by contact.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll show you this one more time so you know why they have instant replay. The ball is still in his hand, still in his hand. Elbow hits the turf. The ball now comes out right there. He is down. That's a good rule. That's why they... A ground cannot cause the fumble. Buddy knows that. I'll tell you this, if you're on the other side of that call, you hate it.
Buddy Ryan boldly predicting and trying to put the thought in Ernest Biner's mind. Said a few days ago that he would fumble 3 times. So many things had to go through Biner's mind when he went off the field on that far side.
He says, what's that little Irishman know about me?
Now, what a dramatic turnaround in this game. Instead of the Eagles leading it 13-7, the Redskins still have an opportunity to score a touchdown. They've got 48 seconds to go.
Plus, Ben Smith's tired. That was a long run.
Biner, the lone running back, and the Redskins on 1st and goal, ripping, throwing, complete, and out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. That time he went to Biner again coming out of the backfield, and Eric Allen there defensively.
What they're doing really is running a pick. The outside receiver, see, they're lining up in a tight formation, Brent, and then running the back out of the backfield. The 2 receivers outside are coming in. Same when he fumbled on, as you said. You'll see right here, see the back coming out, number 31, here he is. 2 people going in, pushing the defense right there. Here's the wide open receiver right there, defender chasing inside out.
2nd down and goal. Biner short of the goal line. Mike Pitts, number 74, the first to hit him.
Pretty quick, they got to think about a timeout. Yeah, they did it right here.
24 seconds left, and of course the drama on this Saturday afternoon is just beginning, because coming up next, it's the AFC wildcard game. Frank Gifford, Al Michaels, and Dan Dierdorf down at Joe Robbie Stadium. It'll be Kansas City against Miami in that one. Here, 24 seconds to go in the first half. Washington leading Philadelphia 7-6. Instant replay with a reversal kept the Eagles from taking an apparent lead into the locker room at the intermission.
You can see that the Redskins do a pretty good job in this situation following 1st and goal. 21 touchdowns, 5 field goals, no points, only 1 time. Efficient football, extremely well-coached football team. Nobody does it any better than Joe Gibbs and his coaching staff.
3rd and goal. If the Eagles can hold, the Redskins, with their last timeout, could quickly set up for their field goal. They'll try to get the touchdown here on 3rd and goal. Biner stopped. Again it is Joyner.
Boy, is he a player. See, they fired him, brought him in side. They've got to go field goal now. You know, and he just jumped over the top of offensive linemen. You'll see Biner will appear right to the left side of your screen. He flashes in. He had jumped over the top of offensive linemen. Came in there. Take a look from the end zone. Biner, left side of your screen. Now watch it. They try to cut him low. He jumps over the, I think who's that? The big Jacoby, number 66. He jumped over the top of him. You got to jump high to get over the top of a 300-pounder, don't you?
Joyner in the first half. 5 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and a pass broken up over the middle.
You know, a guy like Joyner, he doesn't make the Pro Bowl, and as a coach, you start talking about he ought to be a Pro Bowler, he ought to be a Pro Bowler, and the management can get mad at you because the next time around, he's not in the Pro Bowl. But
Miller, who has made 30 of 40 field goals this season, this a 20-yard attempt. And he puts Washington ahead 10-6. And the crowd will voice its displeasure at the officials when they head for the locker room here at halftime. We've still got 4 seconds to go.
Brent
making his way downfield, but all for naught.
See, you too made the mistake. He didn't force the fumble. The ground forced the fumble. Remember that.
I still like the way his helmet got in there, by the way. And this is Thomas Sanders. And Sanders out to the 24-yard line. Take one more look from start to finish. Rippon is going to deliver the pass. Biner got inside the 10. There's the young man delivering the tackle. The ground causing the fumble, no question about it. But now watch what Smith does.
He becomes a running back. Now he's excited. And this guy can really run. Really a good football player. Will be on most of the all-rookie football teams as a cornerback. Fine player. Will eventually end up being a free safety. Now the big thing again is for the Eagles not to get emotionally down.
And we'll be back after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations. Was maintain its poise after turning the ball over a couple of times, limiting the Eagles to 2 field goals. Now it is Philadelphia under the gun. And Rippon fires complete to Biner. Biner to the 5-yard line. Fumble. Philadelphia picks it up. Ben Smith running free. The rookie to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Woo!
At that, Brent, the field might have caused the fumble. And I'm sure they're reviewing it right now. Can you imagine if that's reversed? Take a look at the fumble right here. You can see he's got it tucked under his left arm. He's going there. It's still in his arm, still in his arm, still in his arm. It's not a fumble. It's not a fumble. It's not a fumble. It's not a fumble. The field caused the fumble on that shot. That one shouldn't be tough to decide. We're taking a look now from a higher angle looking down. Here's Ben Smith making a tackle. The ball's still in there. The ball's still in his hands. The field caused the fumble. It is not a fumble. Here's another shot. Hey, we're getting all these pretty shots. Ball still in tight. Ball still in tight. Ball still in tight. Ball still in tight. Elbow hits.
The officials on the field rule a fumble and a touchdown. It's being reviewed by replay.
Yeah, I don't know why they made that. You bet. Yeah, that's what it's in there for.
But the knee was down. The contact was caused by contact with the ground.
gentlemen, we'll show you this one more time so you know why they have instant replay. The ball is still in his hand, An elbow hits the turf. The ball now comes out right there. He is down. That's a good rule. That's why a ground cannot cause the fumble. Buddy knows that. I'll tell you this, if you're on the other side of that call, you hate it.
Buddy Ryan boldly predicting and trying to put the thought in Ernest Biner's mind. Said a few days ago that he would fumble 3 times. So many things had to go through Biner's mind when he went off the field on that far side.
He says, what's that little Irishman know about me?
Now, what a dramatic turnaround in this game. Instead of the Eagles leading it 13-7, the Redskins still have an opportunity to score a touchdown. They've got 48 seconds to go.
Plus, Ben Smith's tired. That was a long run.
Now Biner, the lone running back, and the Redskins on 1st and goal, ripping, throwing, complete, and out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. That time he went to Biner again, coming out of the backfield, and Eric Allen there defensively.
What they're doing really is running a pick. The outside receiver, see, they're lining up in a tight formation, Brent, and then running the back out of the backfield. The 2 receivers outside are coming in. Same when he fumbled on, as you said. You'll see right here, see the back coming out, number 31, here he is. 2 people going in, pushing the defense right there. Here's the wide open receiver right there, defender chasing inside out.
2nd down and goal. Biner short of the goal line. Mike Pitts, number 74, the first to hit him.
Pretty quick, they got to think about a timeout. Yeah, they did it right here.
With 24 seconds left, and of course the drama on this Saturday afternoon is just beginning, because coming up next, it's the AFC wildcard game. Frank Gifford, Al Michaels, and Dan Dierdorf down at Joe Robbie Stadium. It'll be Kansas City against Miami in that one. Here, 24 seconds to go in the first half. Washington leading Philadelphia 7-6. Instant replay with a reversal kept the Eagles from taking an apparent lead into the locker room at the intermission.
You can see that the Redskins do a pretty good job in this situation following 1st and goal. 21 touchdowns, 5 field goals, no points, only 1 time. Efficient football, extremely well-coached football team. Nobody does it any better than Joe Gibbs and his coaching staff.
3rd and goal. If the Eagles can hold, the Redskins, with their last timeout, could quickly set up for their field goal. They'll try to get the touchdown here on 3rd and goal. Biner stop. Again it is Joyner.
Boy, is he a player. See, they fired him, brought him inside. They've got to go field goal now. You know what? He just jumped over the top of offensive linemen. You'll see Biner will appear right to the left side of your screen. He flashes it. He had jumped over the top of offensive linemen. Came in there. Take a look from the end zone. Biner, left side of your screen. Now watch. They try to cut him low. He jumps over the, I think, who's that? The big Jacoby, number 66. He jumped over the top of him. You got to jump high to get over the top of a 300-pounder, don't you?
Joyner in the first half. 5 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and a pass broken up over the middle.
You know, a guy like Joyner, he doesn't make the Pro Bowl, and as a coach, you start talking about he ought to be a Pro Bowler, he ought to be a Pro Bowler, and the management can get mad at you, because the next time around, he's not in the Pro Bowl, but Miller,
who has made 30 of 40 field goals this season. This a 20-yard attempt. And he puts Washington ahead 10-6. And the crowd will voice its displeasure at the officials when they head for the locker room here at halftime. We've still got 4 seconds to go.
Brent
making his way downfield, but all for naught.
See, you too made the mistake. He didn't force the fumble. The ground forced the fumble. Remember that.
I still like the way his helmet got in there, by the way. And this is Thomas Sanders. And Sanders out to the 24-yard line. to take one more look from start to finish. Rippon is going to deliver the pass. Biner got inside the 10. There's the young man delivering the tackle. The ground causing the fumble, no question about it. But now watch what Smith does.
He becomes a running back. Now he's excited. And this guy can really run. Really a good football player. Will be on most of the all-rookie football teams as a cornerback. Fine player. Will eventually end up being a free safety. Now the big thing, again, is for the Eagles not to get emotionally down.
And we'll be back after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations. Set to begin the second half, and the Philadelphia Eagles will receive. Low Miller's kick was his field goal that made it 10-6 at the intermission. Sanders, one of the deep men, number 45, 10, 15. A penalty marker comes flying. A penalty flag has been thrown. Our referee, Gene Barth. In ABC's coverage. So we'll get this penalty sorted out here first.
Illegal block in the back on number 85 during the run back. Half the distance to the goal line, first down.
So Gene Barth straightens that out, and the ball is taken back inside the Eagles' 10-yard line. Buddy Ryan in the final year of his 5-year contract. Speculation swirling. He's 0-2 in the playoffs. Was upset by the Rams in here last year. Beaten by the Chicago Bears in the Frog Bowl a couple of years ago. Sherman battering his way out to the 14-yard line. Darryl Grant making the stop. Now, ABC's coverage of this NFC wildcard playoff game featuring the Redskins and the Eagles is being brought to you by the Budweiser family of beers, who will also bring you Bud Bowl 3 coming January 27th. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Here it is, second down and 4 for the Eagles. Cunningham again keeping it on the ground, and a first down for Heath Sherman picking it up and Alvin Walton making the stop. A look at the numbers from the first half.
First downs 9-7, pretty even. Rushing yards, Eagles 69, Redskins 37. They wanted to be the other way around. Passing yards, though, Redskins 151. 2 turnovers even. New game. The person that ends up -2 is going to lose this thing.
The Redskins turned it over twice earlier, and then the Eagles repaid the favor. Here it is, 1st and 10 for Philadelphia. Ball at the 20-yard line for Cunningham, and he'll throw his first pass of the second half. Running up the middle. He had one 25-yard run in the first half.
Brent, I think we're going to see more of Randall Cunningham running in this second half. Hey, you only have a half to play, you're behind, and the only way you can keep playing next week is to go ahead and take some chances and go ahead and turn it loose a little bit.
Cunningham, 5 at 12 for 100 yards.
This is good. Sherman, 12 rushes. Keep giving him the ball.
Second down and a couple of yards for the first down.
Audible.
Byers and Sherman change sides of the formation. The toss to Sherman. Byers, an excellent blocker, paves the way. Close to a first down. Might have been just a little short. Tim Johnson, 78, getting the job done defensively.
He did a real nice job of coming inside out on that play. Wanted to turn back up, and there he was. Doing a good job. Johnson's been a factor in there. He had 26 starts at Pittsburgh, then was traded to the Washington Redskins. That was a good trade. He had 2 starts coming into this game.
There's a short. 1 yard to go for the first down. Sherman
Didn't make it. Good penetration.
Kurt Govea.
Kurt Govea, again, he's doing the linebacking job. He just jumps up over the top.
And Jeff Beagles trots onto the field to punt. And Brian Mitchell, number 30, standing inside the Washington's 30-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, a field goal has hit the crossbar and going inside. A punt has been dropped and comes right back up to you. It's your day. You see Brian Mitchell fielding that punt. He drops it, it hits his knee. Well, now watch this. Jackson swings his right arm in there and pushes it right back up into his stomach. Oh, it's going their way.
Mark Rippon hit 7 of his last 8 passes in the first half. Hands off to Biner. Joyner cuts him off, and White comes in to clean up on the hit.
How many times have we called Joyner's name? Boy, I'll tell you, he's a good football player and deserves the praise that Buddy Ryan and his defensive coaches give him. Big guy, 6'2", 240, out of Texas El Paso. Look at the arms on him. Working inside out there. Ron Middleton, 87's got him. He's working inside out. He just keeps good leverage. He keeps his outside arm free like you should as an outside backer. Turns it back in.
Second down and 10. Clark now going toward the top of your screen, the left side of the formation for the Redskins. Warren, the tight end, on the right side. This is Monk in motion behind Rippon.
They're coming after him.
Rippon got it off, wanted Monk, who was wide open, and overthrew it.
That time the pressure overthrew him. Rippon saw the rush coming and didn't relax enough to throw a simple, complete pass that time. That should have been a completed pass. Rippon, 11 for 18, 151 yards, traded off, touchdown for interception. Biner, 12, 24 yards, not running the ball like they'd like to. Give the credit to the Eagles defense.
Passing situation here. Rippon straight back. Gets time, throws, incomplete, and a great second effort by the defensive player that time, William Frizzell. He got back on the ball, which after it was batted in the air, might have been caught. Izell Jenkins there first, and then it's Frizzell's effort.
You'll see him throwing the ball. He gets it out there. Now there's no pass interference once that ball's been batted around. So Frizzell comes back in there. Now see, good concentration. He knows the ball's still in the air. Here comes Frizzell. No pass interference. Ball's already been hit.
And that forces a punt.
That's a return type ball.
Fielded at the 45 by Harris.
Good coverage.
And slapped down at the 47-yard line. Only a 3-yard return on a 32-yarder. And a penalty flag thrown back at the 20-yard line. In fact, there are a couple of them, one on each side of the field right now. Well, Gene Barth, he's certainly been in the middle of a lot of Philadelphia-Washington wars through the year.
Number 91 of the kicking team was downfield illegally. Penalty refused. First down.
You know, Barth had that reversal in the first half, but there was one that wasn't turned around. We'll tell you about that in a moment. 20-point deficit, trail by 2, less than 2 minutes to go. Washington was running out the clock deep in Eagles territory. Riggs fumbled. Al Harris recovered the ball and handed it to Wes Hopkins. Remember the play? It appeared that Harris had handed the ball forward to Hopkins. But after further review, it was not turned over. Eagles pulled it out on a touchdown pass to Jackson. Now, Barth has one reversed in the first half. Here comes Cunningham again running out of trouble and getting back to the line of scrimmage, but pressure from that Washington defense and Walton making the tackle.
You can see, I think, that they're going to free him up a little bit, move him around. That time not straight back, going to get him outside the rush a little bit on a short roll. Nothing there. He goes ahead and runs it, but he is so dangerous when he runs the football.
The Eagles have had only one big play this game, and that was that 66-yard pass from Cunningham to Keith Jackson. Their wide receivers, the two rookies, Williams and Barnett, have been shut out. Cunningham back, complete, and inside the 35-yard line, and that's his tight end again. So it is either Mr. Jackson or he doesn't get it downfield.
Here is, they have a linebacker on him right here. Right now, Andre Collins, number 55, he's backed up by the safety. He's trailing. You'll see the safety come in from the left side of your screen right there, coming in late. Didn't quite get there. There he is, number 40, was backing him up. They're going to have to crowd him a little closer with that safety if they want to stop that kind of pass.
3 straight Pro Bowls. Keith Jackson today with 4 catches for 104 yards. Now it is 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Washington 32-yard line. Sherman cut off.
Fumble!
The Washington Redskins, with Tim Johnson leading the way, force a turnover.
take a look at that. Of course, they review everything that's questionable, but that may fall into the same category. Good inside penetration. Good inside penetration by the defensive line. You see the ball in there? No, that is a fumble all the way. That's Andre Collins, number 55, knocked it out with his right hand.
And then the rookie from Penn State went after it and made the recovery for Washington.
He's had an outstanding year. It's the first time in Washington Redskins in years that a rookie rookie linebacker has started all 16 games.
The officials on the field ruled fumble. After review by the replay official will call stand. First down.
So the Redskins with the ball coming out from their own 45-yard line.
Andre Collins, one of 19 children. You learn to take the ball away at 19 just to get the table, don't you?
Rippon brings the offense back to the line again. Sanders. Steiner, the ball carrier, to the 49.
That's again that wing-back trap. They're trying to get back over to the left and start the defense moving right, then cut back behind that wing-back block. Boy, I didn't expect the ball to be turned over this many times. Did you, Brent?
No, but so unpredictable.
Yeah, a lot of good contact.
And the pressure out there, the feelings that have built up over the course of the season between these two teams also. Second down now, 7 yards for the Redskins.
They keep moving that formation.
Sanders coming in motion, Rippon rolling, coming to the near side, too high for Monk, who was well covered and out of bounds.
The ball was tipped. I'm not sure who got it. It might have been Pitts, but somebody tipped that football. They did a half roll instead of going straight back, again moving away from the pressure. Again, it was Seth Joyner, I think, got it. You see Reggie White there? There's Joyner, number 59. He just tipped the ball, just enough to break it. See, it's not spiraling as it was. Throws it a little bit high. Doc DeStefano on the sideline, darn near catches it.
Nice to have someone who can recognize the folks on the sideline. Third down, down the middle. Sanders is open, and he dropped it.
You know something? The Eagles have had real trouble with tight passing formations. Every time they've been in them, I would expect the Redskins to come out in tight passing formations, run those crossing patterns, and go that way.
This was a touchdown.
He was open. He was wide open. This should be a touchdown. There's Sanders, just off the fingertips. They've had a man open, and each time they've used that type of formation and pattern combination.
Terrific punt by Goodburn. Down to the 6-yard line. What a sensational punt by Kelly Goodburn out of Emporia State. He buries the Eagles down inside the 10, a 47-yarder. We'll be right back. The Philadelphia Eagles are 94 yards away, and one ominous note, they have turned it over 3 times in their last 10 plays from scrimmage. Anthony Toney checking in as running back. He replaced Sherman.
What I was talking about, tight offensive formation. Defense all in constricted here. You'll see the receiver come off. Here he goes. See crossing patterns. Each time they've used a formation similar to this, they have turned the receiver loose. There it is. Boy, that looks close enough to catch, Ricky. Here it is, coming back down. Boy, he bet both hands on that ball. Should make that catch, Brent.
Now Cunningham from the end zone. Steps away from pressure and, man, brings it from the other side along with Andre Collins. So the two of them gang up on Randall Cunningham, and it's been tough going against this Washington defense. That's the 4th sack of Cunningham.
The corners have been doing a good job at taking away the wide receivers, and the corners have a real problem because they cover tight man-to-man, and when he scrambles, the receiver can see him come out and scramble, but the corners can't, and that was a real concern of both Washington Redskins corners. So far, it hasn't hurt them.
Third down Sherman, after that fumble, is the lone running back. He's the ball carrier. He pounds his way for a couple of yards. The crowd not liking the play call in that situation. Monty Coleman, 51, stepping in.
Nothing wrong with that call. When you're a good defensive football team, you don't want to take any chances down there. It's not going real well. Punt the football and play good defense. Sacks, they had 9 sacks coming in. They had 4 today. Their offensive line has been inconsistent all year. Injuries, guys banged up, rotating people in and out, guys being in camp for 2 weeks and all of a sudden starting the ball game. That's tough to be real sound in pass protection.
Jeff Beagles.
That's not a real good punt, though.
Mitchell at the 40. Inside the 30-yard line. Andre.
That's the time when a punter has to come up with a beat punt, not a lousy punt.
So we'll come right back. Skins lead it by 4 points. For keeping Buddy Ryan, regardless of what happens today, his 5-year contract coming to an end. And remember, when he came into Philadelphia, he said in 5 years we'll go to the big dance. Well, to get to that big dance, they're going to have to rally here first against the Washington Redskins. Washington threatening again. Ball at the Philadelphia 30-yard line. Mark Rippon. Handy to Ernest Biner, who slams ahead for a yard or 2, and Clyde Simmons, 96, getting credit for the tackle.
You know who did a good job in there that time was Jerome Brown. I'll tell you, he's playing in some pain. Came down that backside real well and collapsed it. Imagine if tennis players can't play tennis because they have a sore shoulder. Here's a guy with a bad shoulder playing contact sports.
Clark and Monk are out to the left. Rippon on a quick count. Throws in underneath the 2 wide men to Biner, and he's got a first down inside the 20-yard line. Again, well-executed play.
Again, Brent, tight formations. See, they're turning people loose. No one even covered them. That's a mistake. That's not getting beat physically. That's getting beat mentally.
1st and 10. The ball is going to be spotted at the Eagles' 18-yard line.
You should be right over here.
Again, Biner. Big hole on the right side, and he makes his way inside the 10-yard line.
If they get in that tight formation again down here and cross those people, they either got to go into they either have to go into a formation coverage-wise where they can switch people or just go zone on them, but they can't turn people loose like that. Here's a good Biner cut back. Look at him shake and break, get upfield like that. Ooh, good contact there.
First down. Biner bounces outside, battling toward the goal line. Very close. Wes Hopkins bringing him down. It'll be a 1st and goal for Washington.
Good blocking at the point of the attack. You'll see the wing back here to the right side of your screen. Direct handoff, nothing fancy. Middleton, big man on Joyner, 59. Now the speed to accelerate outside, and a wide receiver getting a turnout block on Eric Allen, number 21. Everybody doing what they have to do. I didn't realize he could accelerate quite that quickly.
Middleton and Warren are the 2 tight ends, and there was a substitution problem, and the clock had come down to 7 seconds, so Rippon called a timeout. And a reminder that the winter tour warms up as bowling's high rollers head into California for the 175,000 AC Delco Classic, the season premiere of ABC's Professional Bowler.
Does any better job than that guy, and Buddy's done a great job here. He is drafted real well. He's put him into the playoffs 3 years in a row. There were coaches who started at the same time that have already been fired.
And this time it was Riggs getting the call, short of the end zone. And it will be 2nd and goal
They make it really tough down there. Boy, that Evans, number 56, in the middle of your screen, he is really physical. Redskins inside the 22 possessions, one touchdown, 1 field goal. They would sure like to get more than a field goal out of here, and this is an obvious situation, but when you have first and goal to go down there, you ought to put it in.
Rippon on a fake to Riggs, throws low and incomplete.
Good fake.
Had Johnson for a fraction of a second and threw low.
You can see what action away from the point of attack does to the defense. See, he's going action left, now he comes back out right, defense all that. Here he comes off with a little delay move. He throws it a little bit too low for the receiver to hang on to it. Good call, though. Very good call. All they had to do was execute it.
Rippon is only 1 of 6 this half. It is 3rd and goal. Ernest Biner has returned to the backfield.
These kind of situations, 3rd and 3 down here, it's like a 3rd and 100 miles are coming after him.
Incomplete, and a terrific defensive play by the rookie, Benny Smith.
Benny Smith on Gary Clark, just trying the little slant in pattern. Good defense by Ben Smith. Normally going to play you inside. See, you don't want to give him that inside move. He tries to take it anyway. Oh, crime. He's holding him. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Send some glasses down to those officials down there. He got away with it, Benny. That's all right. That's all part of this league, I'm sure.
A 4-point lead. And Lowmiller hammers the field goal. But the Eagles stay very much alive. 13-6. That was a critical series inside the 5-yard line. This keeps the Eagles within 7 points here and 2:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. So both teams have had difficulty scoring touchdowns.
Well, Ben Smith down there got away with holding. He had the long fumble play called back. Maybe it just sort of balanced out. Neither team doing a great job of taking advantage of their opportunities down inside the 20.
Mark Rippon was limping just a bit when he came to the line that time. Let's see if we can pick up. He might have slightly injured himself.
See, he's coming back out. And remember, he's had a knee problem. Here he is out there. He came down on his ankle. He came down on his ankle. At a bad angle.
Sanders.
Ooh.
Hit hard. Short of that 20-yard line. And that was Raven Caldwell, number 50. Washington owner Jack Kent Cook has traveled down here. His box in Philadelphia not nearly as powerful as the one back in Washington. And Jim McMahon trots onto the field. Now, this was one of those key pickups by the Philadelphia Eagles this year. The veteran McMahon will now get a series in place of Randall Cunningham. The offense has not scored a touchdown, and they put the veteran in there. And a lot of teams said early that this might have been a key pickup for the team.
It was a key pickup. He doesn't even take a snap of the offensive drills in practice. Doesn't even take a snap. Randall takes 100% of them, but he's so sharp and so experienced, he can go in the huddle and run the offense. But boy, I'll tell you, it's tough. What's wrong with Randall? Why take him out? I mean, Randall Cunningham can make a big play at the next snap. You never know when he's going to do it. I'll guarantee you, Jim McMahon ain't going to run for 40. What's wrong with him?
Cunningham on the bench, and we'll get a check from downstairs. Meanwhile, Jim McMahon, 2nd and 10. The ball at the Eagle 18. And the former Chicago Bears star back again, throws incomplete behind Byers. He was under heavy pressure that time. Wilbur Marshall, his former teammate, number 58, was among the Washington defensive players closing in on McMahon.
I wonder if taking a quarterback the stature of Cunningham out of the ball game, what that does to the morale of the offensive football team. In the biggest game they're going to play in, and all of a sudden the biggest guy, the guy that took him there, he isn't even in there.
The word from the Washington sideline is that Rippon injured an ankle in the first half and aggravated it in that sequence that we saw just a short time ago. This is 3rd and 10 for McMahon, who's trying to ignite a fire. McMahon throws incomplete, and they still can't get the rookie wideouts involved as Darrell Green steps right in front of Fred Barnett and knocks the ball incomplete.
Here's Randall.
So Randall Cunningham forced to watch as Jim McMahon replaces him, and Jeff Fiegels. You could see Darrell Green getting in front of Barnett, and Fiegels eggs a nice punt for Mitchell at the 35. The 45. The Washington Redskins with a 7-point lead, and the one thing that the defensive unit has to feel very positive about right now is that at least for the time being they are not looking at Randall Cunningham. They do not have to worry about Cunningham breaking out and running for 15-20 yards as long as Jim McMahon stays in the game. And the word from the Eagle bench is there's nothing wrong with Cunningham. Coach Ryan just elected to put McMahon into the game.
Boy, that's tough. I mean, that's tough for me to understand.
Now it's 1st and 10 for Mark Rippon and the Washington Redskins. They're up by 7. On a delay, Feiner getting close to midfield, and Pitts making the stop. Number 74.
That's that good, solid, old counter gap play. They run that from every formation they have in the book. They're doing a lot of audibling with that play in recent years and running it away from the strengths of defenses.
Rippon has struggled with his passing here in the second half. He was red hot late in the second quarter, but he has not recaptured that rhythm. He's only 1 of 7. Now 2nd down and 5 for the Skins. To come with Feiner, he gets to midfield. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Reggie White there defensively.
I think you've got to be careful offensively from a Redskins standpoint of getting too conservative. They've only got a 7-point lead. Got guys like Big Reggie there. Don Burrow on the left calling the signals.
Joe Gibbs had a touchdown pass dropped by Ricky Sanders a couple of series ago. Sanders is back in the game. Sanders, Monk, and Clark are stacked on the right side. And Rippon looks. Now he'll go deep for Clark. He's got him. 20, 15, 10, 5, and out of bounds at the 5-yard line. An interesting formation as they stack them.
Same one, same formation. They haven't adjusted to it yet. They're either going to have to go to combination coverages or lock on man-to-man and stay on it, or just drop off and play zone, but don't turn somebody loose. That time the defender was turned all the way around. The Redskins are taking momentum. Here's Hopkins right there in the face, so they had to be bringing the safety. They had to be locked on man-to-man. They just beat man-to-man coverage right here. And Mr. Clark is the guy they told us last night would be the guy that would make the big play. That was Zell Jenkins, number 46, coming over to push him out of bounds.
Out of bounds, just inside the 4-yard line. Skins will try it again. Feiner, the running back, quick count, throw on 1st down, incomplete. Wide open against Smith that time, who managed to turn on Clark.
See what they do also in these tight areas with that type of formation, all in tight. They take the 2 inside guys that would be, someone would be playing the inside guy man-to-man. The outside guys come in and run into the coverage guys. It's a pick. It is actually not a legal play. It isn't called very often.
They went away from the veteran, Eric Allen, who was the corner on the right side, used a quick count, turned the rookie around, and he was able to get the job done in the end zone. Now Rippon again, 2nd and goal from the 4. Rippon off a fake, pressure from the backside, gets loose for the diving catch and a touchdown for Washington. Gary Clark makes a diving catch as Rippon's ankle obviously bothering him.
You'll see a rookie, number 26, looking back into the ball. The quarterback went away. He has no idea where the receiver is. Rookie mistake. You can't do that. You're in man-to-man coverage. You better not be looking back into the backfield. You better concentrate on what that guy's doing that you're supposed to be covering. Then he makes a rookie mistake.
Playoffs are underway, and the rookies are under fire in Philadelphia. There are 2 wideouts being shut out. And now Ben Smith is beaten for a touchdown by the veteran Gary Clark. And experience starting to tell as Washington goes ahead 20-6.
Here's Rippon. You'll notice he makes this throw. He's outside Reggie White. Now watch him start limping. That ankle is bothering him. Don't come down on him too hard. I'll tell you something. I feel the Eagles sinking a little bit. The Redskins are draining him. Emotionally. Boy, I'll tell you, he got a long time to play.
There was a lot of talk after that Monday Night War in here of body bags being needed by the Washington Redskins to carry all their injured players back to Washington. The kind of thing that you don't forget in the National Football League and helps you focus in just a little bit more when you get a shot at a rematch. Yet having said that, the Eagles had plenty of opportunities in the first half, and Randall Cunningham could not get the Eagles into the end zone. And about the only thing that the experts say separates Cunningham from being rated number 1 is the ability to win the big playoff game. Here he has been benched. It is 20-6, and Low Miller with the kickoff. Sanders on the 15. Fumble!
I'll tell you, they're going in the tank.
This time, though, they get it back.
Woo.
We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. And we'll be back after a word from our ABC stations.
Here's Sanders, number 45, on that kickoff return. Notice that he has the ball really loose out away from his body. He's got to keep that. There, he gets it drawn inside. Now here's Caldwell, number 50. He sticks his hand in there and knocks it out. Now it's live. Can't see who gets it underneath there. You've got to tuck that ball in tight.
After missing 1 series, Randall the Rocket Cunningham is back. And he needs to light a fire under this Philadelphia offense. On first down, he throws to Byers, his first catch of the day.
The Redskins have been doing a good job on Byers and those guys by jamming them as they come out, knocking them off their pass. They haven't been getting out of the backfield cleanly. Good coaching by the linebacker coach, Larry Peccatello, from the Redskins.
And the Skins are tough when they take that lead into the 4th.
But I'll tell you, the Redskins, the Eagles have been really efficient 4th quarter offensively, having scored 141 points. They can come back.
Couple of touchdowns down right now, and this is number 45. Hit beautifully by Collins. Tony could not get it, and there is a penalty marker down on the play.
I think there was some holding there, Brent. 3rd quarter stats, rushing yards picking up for the Redskins. A little passing yards, 211 to 93 total offense. Turnovers, Eagles are -1. That right now is really hurting them.
And this a holding call, which will be marched off against Philadelphia. You know, amongst them during the season, Byers and the 2 rookie wideouts, Williams and Barnett, caught 154 passes. Today, only 1 catch, that one by Byers. Here's a situation where they need one of their receivers again. Tony, the running back. Away from trouble with a 25 and short of that first down. Marshall upended him.
Alexander, who is back in there playing center, that came into the ballgame banged up, is down now, favoring that knee at the 10-yard line. He wanted to come back and play, and he couldn't do it, and he's upset about it.
So Alex Alexander will be replaced by Ben Tamburello. This a big play, 3rd and 5.
Look for him to try to get the ball to Byers. He's the possession guy. If not him, it'll be Jackson. They haven't gotten the ball to wide receivers yet.
Cunningham from the shotgun will throw incomplete, and Green did it again. Green is shutting out Fred Barnett. He's all over him.
You know, I asked Green about Barnett, and he says, you know, Coach, I didn't gain the status and credibility I have as a corner by not respecting the people I play. I respect him. He's a fine young receiver, but I have a book on him. He said, I have a book on him. He demonstrates he was reading the right page that time.
Now Fiegels to punt again, standing at the Eagle 10. That's Mitchell. Washington will try to get it near midfield and go to ball control here in the 4th quarter.
Nice punt.
Beautiful punt. Mitchell at the 30. 35, out to the 39. Now the Gibbs staff wants to go to work on the clock, and the word is that Alexander probably will not be able to return today. Now Washington and the situation on the clock.
Washington, I think, would make a mistake to try to run the ball 3 times and 3 times and 3 times for the first down. I've seen the Eagles many, many times, and they're so explosive in the 4th quarter, having scored 118 points. Randall can light it up, so they've got to stay with what's going for them. I'd stay with those tight formations and run those picks and those little slant patterns coming out of the backfield.
This time, though, Clark is to the left, and Riggs, who is checked in as the running back, this will leave them in 2nd and long. Jesse Small, number 52.
They really like him here in town. 2nd-round pick a year ago. When Buddy drafted him, he says he's my outside linebacker. He'll be a starter. I believe he can start as a rookie. Started this year. Made 72 tackles. Great movement. He can run with a running back, too.
Both Art Monk and Gary Clark have caught touchdown passes today. Ricky Sanders dropped what would have been a 3rd one. Now Rippon to throw again from that same formation. Rippon incomplete.
That's one way to defense that formation. Good pressure that time by Clyde Simmons. Hard inside rush, just kept right on coming. They had a stunt. Tackle came outside, he came inside. Clyde Simmons just kept coming. He hasn't had the year he had last year, and only having 7.5 sacks this year, 15.5 last year. He's been a little bit hurt. No excuses made by Clyde Simmons. He said that's all part of football.
Biner checks into the backfield. The Skins have used him today, slipping out in passing situations along with running from scrimmage. 3rd and long. Going long for it all. Sanders, a diving catch, but he dropped it at the 20-yard line.
That was close to 6 points. Art Monk was turned loose completely. Nobody covered him. If he'd have seen him, he could have caught it and walked for 20 yards before a defender would have been around him. That's that same formation, same type of combination. Here it is, laid right out in front of him, similar to the one he couldn't hold on before. That ball should have been caught. He normally makes that catch.
Now good burn. So it was 3 downs and out. Beautiful punt, though. Harris at the 15, 20, and down at the 21-yard line. 12 minutes and 29 seconds to go here in regulation. But the Eagles are down a pair of touchdowns.
7 yards in the last 9 offensive plays. That's outstanding defense. Say, I'd just start being alert for the flea flicker and the quarterback keep bootlegging, that kind of stuff, because that's all part of their offense.
Cunningham throwing complete, just short of the 1st down, and Calvin Williams making his first catch of the game.
No huddle.
And they're going to go without a huddle now. Plenty of time left, but they're down a couple of scores, and they're going to have to measure for the 1st down.
Eagles 10 consecutive possessions without scoring. Longest streak of the season. The last one's against the Redskins. You could tell yesterday in talking with Eagle players that they respect the Redskins, even though they trounced them or really got after them physically on a Monday night a few weeks ago.
Well, one of the fellows who learned at the knee of George Allen, doing the job as the defensive coordinator for the Washington Redskins, that would be Richie Pettibone.
That whole defensive staff, Larry Peccatello, the linebacker coach, and Torky Torkinson, the defensive line, M. Thomas, secondary, they've done a real good job today. But actually, you know, the Eagle defense hasn't done poorly. This is the offense has put them back on the field too quick.
Well, 2nd and inches, obviously, in the NFL, that's a free shot for a quarterback if he wants to take it. Jackson's to his right. Fires in motion. They'll run for the first down instead. And it's 1st and 10 for Philadelphia. And that was Thomas Sanders, number 45, was being used as the running back before Mayhew brought him down.
Real good job of double teaming at the point of attack, then pulling the guard. No huddle.
Cunningham over the middle to Sanders. And Sanders makes his way to the 48. And Andre Collins, the rookie, bringing him down.
Randall Cunningham was just super in the 4th quarter. I believe he plays his best football in the 4th quarter.
2nd down and 2. Spent a series over on the bench, clearing his head. Now he's back for Philadelphia. Has the time. 1st down to Sanders. And Sanders to the 44-yard line where Marshall makes the hit. And the Eagles starting to move the ball without the huddle.
See, they're going to check downs, taking that back out of, and I think right now the audible for no huddle is to play zone. They're dropping the back out of the backfield, just checking it down and giving it to him in front of the zone.
Now Marshall had gone out wide. He says something to Green. He comes back in tight defensively into the formation. On 1st and 10 again from the shotgun under fire. Hits fires again. And it's about a 9 or 10-yard gain on 1st down. Very close to a 1st down. Todd Bowles, the corner over there. And the Eagles are finally getting into an offensive rhythm here. It was a 1st down.
That no huddle has loosened up the defense. It hasn't taken any efficiency away from the offense. In fact, they're more efficient right now.
Thomas Sanders, a key substitute for Buddy Ryan, checking into that backfield. Number 45 has been able to slip out. Fires, goes way to the left as a wide receiver. On 1st down, Cunningham from the blind side under pressure, steps away from it. Penalty marker has been thrown on this play. And Randall forced out at the 23, but there was a penalty marker.
I think we have a holding penalty. Stopping themselves. Buddy seems pretty calm observing all that.
Holding, 69 offense. 10-yard penalty, replay 1st down.
69, Bruce Colley, the veteran from the San Francisco 49ers, said, "Me, I didn't hold him."
Joe Kibb's coaching staff has done spectacular jobs on the field in playoff games.
You can see in the far right hand of the screen, he's got him right by the jersey, pulling him down, trying to prevent Tim Johnson, 78, from getting to the quarterback.
Now 1st and 20. The shotgun, Sanders, and he dropped that one.
Had a screen pass going on out there.
Joe Gibbs, twice in the last few years, has taken the Redskins into Chicago and upset the Bears as underdogs. Here today, Gibbs and the Skins came in a 4-point underdog, and in the playoffs, he has won 11 games and lost only 3.
You know what Joe said to me last night? He said, "This is going to be a heck of a game." He said, "In fact, I wish I could buy a hot dog and just go up and sit and watch it." He said, "It's going to be a dandy."
If you're an Eagle fan, you get indigestion. 2nd down and 20. Cunningham steps away from the pressure again, goes to the end zone, incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you, Randall could have run that time for a long ways.
He'd have had to for a 1st down. It was 20 yards to go.
He had 20 yards to go.
Was the wide receiver.
Yeah. There's Barnett, top left side of your screen. Green covering him outside. They're just running down the sideline. 3 times the fastest man in the NFL. Barnett got a step on him. He's going to jump, jump, jump. Woo, those places are always close. Todd Bowles, number 23, the free safety, comes over and gets involved. When a ball's in the air that long, a safety can get there.
They need 20. Cunningham, again under pressure, will try to run for it this time. And he's short of that first down. A decision here with 9:24 to go and down by 14.
Good. Let's see where they're going to. A 48-yard field goal attempt if they try a field goal.
Ball is down to 31.
41, 48. He's made him from that distance. 9 minutes to go.
Not even hesitating. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Philadelphia has been a good team on 4th down this season. They are 9 of 12 this year. They have 8 yards to go.
Now you really have to spy on Randall.
Cunningham was under pressure, incomplete. And it was Mann who got in on Cunningham.
Jackson's upset with that. Jackson thought he was interfered with. This was an alley-oop type thing. They just threw it up high. He was under good pressure. You'll see Jackson, number 88, hooked on man-to-man right there. Now watch. Now he's doing a little bit of pushing around there too. Look at him using his left hand. Then he thinks he's interfered with. That's a clean play. But you've got to act. You've got to try to get the call. A.J. Johnson working on him pretty good, number 47.
First and 10 for Washington. 8.5 minutes to go. Gerald Riggs, the running back, gets the call. Steps out to the 31-yard line. And Jesse Small there.
Again, that counter gap. They love that play. We've called Jesse Small's name a number of times today. I'd get back in that tight formation and run those crossing patterns again. Jesse Small, not the biggest linebacker, but boy, he can move. Actually, he's bigger now than I thought he was. 230.
The Redskins are taking their time, letting it tick down as they come out of the huddle. Bringing the clock down to within 5 seconds, then snapping the ball. Riggs blasts out for a first down. Washington very much now in control of this playoff game. 7:40 to go.
They ran that counter gap. Nobody runs it like they do, or as well. A lot of people in the NFL have quit running. They say they can't make it go any longer. The defenses have caught up with it. Not with the Redskins.
Handing to Riggs, who breaks out again across midfield. And the offensive line of the Skins continuing to exert itself now.
Redskins got to get in. The Eagles have got to get into their blitz package. Come on, go after them. Get him in the backfield. Bring those linebackers. They've been known for that all year. Bring those safeties.
Lachey doing an excellent job on Simmons. Jacoby locked up with White much of the afternoon. Bostic the center. Schlereth and McKenzie are the guards, and that's the clock winding down, and you'll see that the Redskins will bring it on down to within 5 seconds. On the game clock, about 6:10 to go right now. Now Rippon will go ahead and put the ball in play. Riggs breaks out. Big hole, and he's across the 30-yard line.
See, the defense is really starting to pursue. They over-pursued. They cut off the backside defense. You'll see it's a trap up inside. He pulls on the inside linebacker, Block Evans. You'll see this now. Low angle, coming right at you. You be the linebacker. See the guard pull, steps around, gets on Evans. Here comes Riggs up. Oh, a giant hole in there. Yeah, I think Brent could run through that one. As long as you take your coat off.
That's right. As long as I had a car to try to get through it. First and 10 for Washington. The ball is at the Eagles' 30. 5.5 Riggs. And again it is Riggs.
Okay, when you run at Reggie White, you end up with a fight in your hands. People are saying Reggie White hasn't had the year this year that he's had in the past with only 15 sacks. And in the years he had 21, he had 18, but people double him all the time. Plus people, you know, how many great tackles does he play against? He plays against better people more often than not. Two good games against the Giants, 2 good games against these guys, better offensive lines.
Washington in control of this first-round playoff game. Riggs is hit behind the line of scrimmage by Reggie.
There he is. We just talked about him. He is so quick. I know Bruce Smith is claiming that he is better because he sacks more, but Reggie says, you know, I take pride in the fact that we're the #1 team against the run in the NFL, and that's our first responsibility. And rush the passer second. Like Buddy, I asked Buddy about Bruce Smith's comment. He said, you know, if Bruce Smith is better than Reggie White, there ought to be a law against him.
Well, it was body bags for the Redskins the last time, and who knows, maybe it'll be a pine box for Buddy after this one with all the talk and speculation in Philadelphia the last week.
Here's that tight formation again.
Rippon will drop to Biner, who checked back in the game.
Good defense.
Fourth down.
That's a nice little offensive package they came up with, that formation. Joe Gibbs and his offensive coaches do a good job of that. Rod Dower, the quarterback coach, Jim Hanna from the offensive line coach. They did a nice job with that package.
Ask the professionals who they would select as a man to win one game as a head coach, and there are many around the league who would say Joe Gibbs.
And his staff. They've been together for a long time, most of those guys. Joe's the first one to give credit to the rest of his people.
Now that defensive play took them out of field goal range. Kelly Goodburn will come in and punt. Time remaining is 3:15. And the Eagle offense has been stymied here this afternoon. They'll bring it all the way down, take the 5-yard penalty, but get the game clock down to 3:11. And who knows, they may look back on this as the game that saved instant replay. Toward the end of the first half,
Delay game, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
an apparent Eagle touchdown was reversed because it was ruled legitimately that the receiver, Ernest Biner, had gone down and was down before he turned the ball over to Ben Smith. But that has been the critical play in this ball game. Fair catch at the 11 by Harris. And the sun is starting to set on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Why do?
Punted it back to Randall Cunningham. The Eagles this year have not played an entire game without scoring at least one touchdown. Cunningham firing complete. Collins making the stop on Sanders, who had slipped out of the backfield. And it will be second and short for Philadelphia, but that certainly doesn't matter now. They need touchdowns and quickly.
The Redskins just playing a loose zone defense.
Inside handoff for the first down, and the crowd won't like that play.
I've heard that noise before, and much louder.
You mean they didn't like some of your sequences down there?
I'd like to be able to tell the people the things they called me walking out underneath that tunnel sometimes. I mean, you can't use it in the air.
Cunningham.
Here he goes.
Forced out on the run, and Coleman in hot pursuit, getting him out of bounds at the 49. The clock is stopped with 2:20. A 24-yard run. Well, he needs to launch one of his rockets right here if he can get one of his wideouts open deep. But Barnett has been shut down by Darrell Green. Williams held to one pass by Martin Mayhew on the other side. Just a spectacular job by the Washington defense. A year ago, he was a favorite against the Los Angeles Rams, and they were beaten up and thus upset by the Los Angeles Rams. 2 years ago, it was the fog in Chicago There aren't many excuses for this one. And here's the pass to Sanders to the 46-yard line, and Monty Coleman, number 51 there.
You know, and the other thing, this Redskin football team is healthier now. I mean, Rippon's back. They got Riggs back. These kind of guys, you know, they're going to go to that next ball game maybe just a week stronger.
Well, we'll take a break here at the 2-minute warning. We'll come back and show you who Washington would play next week. Tomorrow. But they would go to play the Giants. It would be Washington at the Giants if the Saints upset the Bears in Soldier Field. So everything is dependent upon that game tomorrow. They would have to go play New York again.
Can you imagine a third war? I mean, they have played 2 very intense football games with the Giants winning both of them.
Well, they're coming out of this intense rivalry, having split. They won 13-7 down at RFK, lost 28-14. Now Cunningham. Oh, and down he goes. Number 78, Tim Johnson, who's played a terrific game at defensive tackle today.
The weakness of the Eagles' offensive line is really been demonstrated today because the Redskins are really overpowered them. They just had too many guys banged up over the year to hold these guys off.
On third down, incomplete. And the Eagles coming up to what might be their last play of the season. And the last time Cunningham and the Eagles were held without a touchdown was week 10 of 1989. That was against Washington. Joe Gibbs and the Redskins beat them 10-3.
You know, I'm talking to Rich Kotite in preparation for this game. He was very confident they had a very, very solid plan, that it would be efficient. You know, he didn't plan on blowing them out, but he really thought it would be much better today, obviously.
Fourth down. Man was on the ground. Keith Byers on the ground. There was talk in Philadelphia all week as the fans pour out of here about how the players were going to try to win this one to save Buddy's job. And there are a lot of folks in athletics who don't think that's a very good source of motivation.
No, I tell you, the only good kind of motivation is that comes from within. And
23 green, 77 white, first down Washington.
Artificial sources of motivation never work, and I don't blame the players for making those kind of comments, because they do rally around Buddy and they like him. But I don't think this ball game is the ball game that's going to decide what they do with Buddy Ryan. Let's see what we have here.
Well, Cunningham had his wide men covered deep again. And that was a strange call.
It was going to a screen pass. They were going to a screen.
Now Riggs will bring a few more seconds off that clock at 1.5 minutes. And the Washington Redskins are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. And there is Richie Pettibone over with Grant, one of his standout defensive linemen. And of course, right after this game, we'll check in again with Frank Gifford, and then you'll be seeing the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. Your thoughts about that game?
Well, Kansas City is the rising team in the AFC, and I think they match up real well against the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins with those speed receivers, Kansas City with those real fine corners. It's going to be a good one.
So another playoff heartache for Cunningham, and meanwhile for Jack Kent Cooke and the Washington Redskins. Franchise could not be happier about what it accomplished. A couple of weeks ago, folks thought maybe it was the end when they blew the home field advantage by losing to Indianapolis, but they have come on the road, and they fell behind by 2 field goals here this afternoon before scoring on a touchdown pass to Art Monk. The extra point put them up in the second quarter for the first time, 7-6. Then the big play, and we'll review it in our post-game show. Lynn Swann downstairs, I'm sure we'll be able to get some reaction from the participants in that big play, which was turned around. And so Joe Gibbs will move his record to 12-3. He's up there with the legends.
Oh, he's up there with the good ones. Excellent, excellent football coach. Mr. Barnett, he's dejected. Darrell Green in the middle of your screen with a big smile. Randall, he's had better days. Jackson, he's had better days.
Jackson's best pass reception came in the first quarter, 66-yarder, which set up a touchdown. But early on, the Eagles could not score inside the 20-yard line. They had 2 opportunities when they were down there, and both times they settled for field goals. Washington turned the ball over twice early. Then it was the Eagles who started turning it over.
That's a 40-second timeout.
And for Mark Rippon, when a quarterback like Rippon is being booed at home, as he was not long ago, it's perhaps to his advantage to be able to come on the road for a playoff game, because if they had fallen behind, not that the RFK isn't a sensational place for a home team, it always has been through the years, but it might have been a little more relaxing for Rippon to come in here today. They didn't pay much attention to him.
I don't think people realize how good this young man Mark Rippon is. He was in the Pro Bowl a year ago, but in his career, he throws a touchdown pass every 18 pass attempts. That's number 2 in the NFL among active quarterbacks. And he throws 1 every 10 incompletions. That's outstanding.
Well, it's going to be punted back to the Eagles and down there at the 20-yard line. And this playoff game has been presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited. We want to thank our crew here today. The executive producer of ABC's NFL Football is Jeffrey Mason. Today's NFC wildcard playoff game was produced by Bob Goodrich, directed by Larry Cam. Nice job downstairs, gentlemen. Our technical director, Gary Larkins, and our associate directors, David Kiviat and Patrick McManus. So the final seconds tick away on an emptying scene here at Veterans Stadium. An important game for Buddy Ryan, Randall Cunningham, and the Eagles, and it is going to end in a disappointing fashion. And for Washington, their folks couldn't be happier.
Sitting back in those deep zones, you get scrambling around like that, that really just eats up the clock. Takes a lot of time to do all that.
After what happened here on that Monday night, all that talk, Joe Gibbs has to be so happy about what's transpired here today.
He was totally concerned last night. I mean, he was into it. You recognize that before I did. He was uptight.
Well, we're going to be checking in with Frank Gifford here soon on that upcoming Miami-Kansas City game. Second game on ABC this afternoon. Sanders turned in some positive plays coming off the Eagle bench, 14 more yards. So this battle will be renewed next season.
That's Biner limping off on that ankle. He may not be ready next week. They usually get worse as it cools off.
Washington advances to the second round. They will play either Chicago or New Orleans. Joe Gibbs with a big one. Jack Kent Cook delighted upstairs. And a disappointment for Buddy Ryan, who has now gone 0-3 as a playoff coach with the Eagles. And our next game will match the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs down in Joe Robbie. And the Redskins go in a winner, 20-6 over Philadelphia. Right now, let's check in with Frank Gifford. Frank?